Hello friends. Two themes today. One is that it's freaking cold and I've had to move the couch over in front of the window to stay warm. The second theme is worth $13.5 million annually. That's how much this theme has made for my customers over the last couple of years, and it's the reason why I'm going to be using it on my $0 to $1 million Shopify journey. But before we crack on with that, I've got two things. One, I need to make a coffee, and two, I've got a bit of a challenge this week. Okay, so the challenge that I've set myself is I'm going to call 10 family and friend members, and if I don't get more than a 7 out of 10 combined from all of them in one question, I'm going to tell you the store name and the products that I'm going to be selling. So the question that I'm going to ask is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think Casey and I are going to be to make $1 million from this store? 10 being likely, 0 being not likely. So when it comes to Shopify, not all themes are equal. Now, I'm going to get persecuted for saying this, but in the last 10 years, I have not used a single theme from the Shopify theme store. I've also only ever once used a really expensive theme, and it was called Turbo, and I'll never use it again. It was too basic, not enough features, and it wasn't as fast as they truly said it was. It cost a buttload of money, and I think you could put your money somewhere else. The theme that I actually use is called Kalles, K-A-L-L-E-S. It's from a marketplace called themeforest.net, and I've got over 20 licenses of this one particular theme. Before we talk more about Kalles, let's call the first person on my list to find out if I'm going to succeed in this $0 to $1 million challenge.
Morning.
Hello, Dad. How are you?
He's all right.
Hey, I've got a
Cold.
Cold?
All right.
I'm cold too. Hey, I've got a quick question for you. I'm filming a YouTube video about this Shopify store that Casey and I are going to start, and I wanted to ask you a question. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest probability of success, how likely do you think Casey and I are going to make $1 million out of this store that we're going to create? 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch.
All right, that's all I needed.
I've got a reason for saying that.
Yeah, what's your reason?
Just something I saw on TV, I suppose, last night.
All right, trust my dad to be the one to start us off on a 2 out of 10. I've got a lot of ground to make up. Let's get back to talking about Kalles though. So the reasons why I like this particular theme is, one, it's cheap. It's like $39 US or $49 US to purchase the license. It often comes on sale. ThemeForest does sales, and you can get it for cheaper than that. The support is great. The documentation is even better. The Peng and the guys who have developed this theme have unlimited time to help you develop your store. They've got great chat support, they've got a great community on a Facebook group, and they're just downright easy to work with and happy to help. If you want any really extreme customization of their theme, they're happy to do it for a small fee, or the theme's built well enough that any external Shopify developer can jump in there and make changes without too many problems. On that note, let's make another phone call. This one's going to be to an old staff member of mine. This guy's pretty positive, so I reckon we're in for a good chance of a 10 out of 10 off Dean here. All right, so Dean's a Google Ads wizard, Facebook Ads wizard. He used to work for me for many years, and we're gonna see what he thinks about this.
G'day, you've reached the voicemail. Sorry I missed your call.
All right, That leaves us still at 2 out of 10 with 2 people down. I'll try Dean again later, so let's just leave him as a little line across at the moment. The reasons why I really like Callies is there's no need for additional apps, which additional apps in Shopify equate to additional charges. So Callies has the great ability to do things like frequently bought together natively within the app itself, or within the theme itself. So like within Callies, you can have mega menus, you can have frequently bought together, you can easily put meta field objects in different areas. There's widgets for everything. You can use an Ajax cart, that little cart that slides and pops up for you. The things that you can do with Callies out of the box are the things with other themes that you have to then go buy apps to create. So the beautiful thing about Callies is they have a bunch of demos already built for you. So within a couple of clicks, you can actually download one of the demos and upload it straight to your store that you've just created. And you've got a beautifully designed, very well converting Shopify store ready to build and ready to go. Now, numerous times over the last 12 months, I've actually used this exact process to create Shopify stores that now make sales without doing any additional work. Okay, so the next person that I'm going to call on this quest for a 10 out of 10, hopefully at least a 7 out of 10, is my older brother. Let's see if Matt is the one to give me my first 10 out of 10.
Good morning.
Big G, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, I'm filming some content for a YouTube video right now, and I'm calling 10 people to ask them what the probability of success is going to be on something.
Right.
I want to know, from a 0 to a 10, 10 being the highest probability, do you think Casey and I can make $1 million out of a Shopify store that we're about to start?
Do I think you can make turnover or profit?
Turnover, gross.
Yes.
Yes?
I think. What's the store?
You'll have to find out at the end. So this YouTube video that I'm doing, if I get more than a 7 out of 10 on these answers, I'm going to reveal what the store is and what the product is. So you'll just have to find out, won't you?
Am I in the video now?
You will be, yes.
Right.
But I'm.
Yes, I think 8 out of 10.
No, you said 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. That's what you need to say. 10 out of 10. Guess what Dad said?
What?
Well, have a guess.
1.
Pretty close. He said 2. Like, thanks, Dad. So when I'm setting up my domain name with Shopify, I purchase my domain name separately. So I usually use a company called Crazy Domains for my actual domain name registration. So it's the only way that I do it for versatility. So Crazy Domains is dirt cheap to buy the domain name from. Cloudflare sits in the middle and handles all the DNS settings of what points where, and then Shopify handles the actual hosting of the website. So the beautiful thing about using Shopify for your website is there's no additional hosting fees. The monthly Shopify fee that you pay is your hosting. If you scale up and get crazy busy, Shopify's got your back. If you have an absolutely run on a product drop and you get hundreds of thousands of people on your store, Shopify's got your back. So my next call is going to be to a current customer called Bill. Bill is a larrikin, and there is a good chance that I'm going to have to bleep out expletives. There's a good chance he's going to swear on this phone call. But let's call Bill and see what he says.
Hey, mate.
Hello, Bill. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
On a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the highest probability of success, do you think I can create my own Shopify store and make $1 million in sales?
Do I think?
Do you think that I, Dave Granfield, can create a store and make $1 million in sales?
In what time period?
No set time, just $1 million.
$1 million of sales or profit?
Sales.
Yeah, sure.
So what number is that out of 10?
That you could do it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, it'd have to be like a 9.
9 out of 10. Okay, that's all I need. I'm polling 10 people for a YouTube video, and if I don't get at least a 7 out of 10, then I've got to reveal something, and it's, yeah. So you've just screwed my chances.
Oh. Well, we can make it a 10 if you want. I'm pretty confident you could do it.
No, you
I
said...
think you've already done it for other people in the past, so...
You said 9. I've got to stick with the 9. Thank you, though. Your invoice is going to go up next month. I'm actually just going to create a Shopify store and invoice you my services, and next month's invoice is going to be $1 million.
Okay.
Done.
That's fine.
Lock it in. Right, so the quick little update on this one was we called Dad first and he gave me a 2. We then called Dean and we haven't had an answer from him yet. We called Matt, my brother, after that and got an 8 out of 10. And just then we heard from Bill and he gave us a 9 out of 10. So 2, 8, 9, that averages 6.33. So I'm currently under the threshold. You're going to find out what the business name is and what I'm going to be selling at this rate. Okay, so when it comes to emails on my Shopify stores, I don't mess around with anything else other than Google. Now, the reason why I go straight to Google is Google affords me the opportunity to also have Google Drive and Google Teams, and it's not called Google Teams, Google Drive and Google Meet, right? Google is in Australia about $18 a month per email address that you use when you sign up with the Gmail sort of system. But what it affords with the document storage and the shareability and the team meetings and those sorts of things just makes 100% sense. I chose Shopify as a platform from e-commerce because I never have any problems with it. It never goes down, it never has an issue. It's the same reason why I've chosen Google for all my email and my storage abilities. It just never has any problems. It's so easy to use. Connected with Cloudflare for the DNS settings, you start up a new Google account, you one click, it recognizes that you've got Cloudflare as a DNS platform, and within one click it sets up all your Gmail address for you. There's no trying to work out what your SMTP settings are or trying to remember passwords. It just does it all for you. For checking my emails, I've always just used Chrome and a tab open in Chrome with Gmail in it. It just is the simplest way to do emails, and it means that you've got more time to get back to what you do, and that's making and selling products. So the next person I'm going to call is, interestingly enough, another customer who's currently using Callie's as a Shopify theme, and this year had a 300% growth in their sales on their online store since I put Callie's on. Let's give Mon a call.
Hey, Dad.
Hello, Monique. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Hey, I'm filming a YouTube video, and I wanted to ask you a question to be part of that.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the highest probability, do you think I can make $1 million in sales?
Yes. 10.
10?
10.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know. So if I don't get a perfect score, I'm going to reveal at the end of this episode the what I'm selling and the name that the business is going to be. So you've just prolonged that for another episode, I think.
Okay, yeah. No, 100% think you can. Like, why couldn't you?
Well, that's right. Why can't I? I will.
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye. Yeah, we got another 10 out of 10. So we are sitting at... Oh gosh, what is that now? We're sitting at this. If you want to follow along with the rest of this series, this is essentially going to be a series. So while this is one episode and I'm talking about Callie's as a theme and why you should use Callie's as a theme, here is a link to the other episode or last episode that I did and tells you kind of why I'm doing this and who I am and why these people are saying that I've got a 10 out of 10 chance of making $1 million in Shopify. All right, so this next call is going to be to another old staff member of mine. James was a sales guy for my old agency. Let's see what James has to say.
Hi, this is James Staunton. Sorry I can't get to the phone.
Another no answer. So far we've had Dean and James. We're going to have to get back to Dean and James. I'm probably going to text message you guys because I want to get that answer and wrap up this video. I've got people waiting to find out what this brand name is. Let's jump straight into another one. The next one is going to be Brophy, my current staff member.
Yo.
Hello, Brof. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Hey, I'm making a YouTube video right now. Quick question for you. I am recording you.
I assumed that.
So what I'm doing is I'm asking 10 people what are the chances of making $1 million in this Shopify store, and I want to know on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest probability of success, where do you think I'm going to sit on making $1 million?
Ooh. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to sit at an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
An 8. Okay.
Yeah.
I've promised the YouTube channel if I don't get at least a 7 out of 10, I'm going to reveal what the product and this store name is.
Ah, okay.
So you've just possibly caused me to reveal that today.
Oh no.
All right. Thank you. That's all I needed.
No problem.
Bye.
All right. See you later.
Bye. All right. 8 out of 10 from the person that I pay each month to help me build Shopify stores and market. I've got my work cut out for me. Brophy, when you watch this, we're having a pay review next week. All right, so plot twist. Okay, so a plot twist. Dean, he's out riding his motorbikes today. He's got a day off, so he's actually text messaging me instead of calling. I'm going to try and get his answer out of a text message. And I think I've just had a message from James, who I tried to call earlier as well. I didn't realize that I was going to get through my conversation about Callie's so fast. So I think it is just a good theme to use all round, demo content that you can import straight away, extremely good documentation, which is always updated. They're always releasing new versions of it, which they're making updates or improvements. And hand on heart, it genuinely converts and makes good sales. It's not a theme that you have to fight with to try and get people buying and purchasing. It just works out of the box. Let's call someone else. I'm going to call an old customer. Okay, so this old customer has become a good friend over time. They are on this theme, so I actually built a store on this theme for them. And Matt here is just an all-round good lad. He was a customer of my old agency, and I've kind of kept in touch with him since.
Hello, Dave.
Hey, Matty, how are ya?
Too bad.
Hey, I'm filming for a YouTube video at the moment, and I've got a question for you. I'm going to start this new Shopify store, right? And Casey and I are going to try and turn over $1 million with it as fast as possible. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most likely, how do you think Casey and I will do? Do you think we'll get to our $1 million goal?
In the first 12 months?
No set time, but as quick as possible.
I don't know.
Maddie, are you there?
2 years.
2 years? You think it's going to take me 2 years? Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's a 10 out of 10, but it's going to take me 2 years. So 10 out of 10 probability of doing it, but you reckon 2 years to actually make it happen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's all, mate.
How goes?
Okay, so there's only 2 more to go, and this next one, he is so far removed from e-commerce and online stores, it's not funny. We're going to call him and see what he has to say. This is Dan. Dan is a chippy. Dan is a builder and has nothing to do with Shopify stores.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude, how are you?
All right, what's happening?
Hey, I'm recording a YouTube video, and I want you to be in it.
Oh, fair dinkum.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the highest probability of success,
Yes.
how out of 0 to 10, do you reckon Casey and I can make $1 million in sales on this new Shopify store?
Absolutely, mate. I know what you're capable of.
So what's your number?
10.
10? Thanks, bro. That's all.
10.
Hey, Jimmy, the reason why I was calling is I'm filming a YouTube video. I'm back on the YouTube bandwagon.
I saw.
And I'm polling a couple of people about my probability of being able to make $1 million in sales on my own Shopify store. So I wanted to call you and find out, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest likelihood, do you reckon I can make $1 million in sales on a Shopify store of my own?
I'd say so. I would go... no set duration, no set period.
No set period.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd go... Not obviously guaranteed, but I'd say highly confident at like an 8.
8 out of
8 or
10.
9.
Perfect. So 8 or 9, which one are you going to give me? Because I'm actually going to use this. The outcome is going to possibly reveal something in YouTube if your score is good enough, you're one of 10 people. It might matter. So is it an 8 or a 9?
Let's go. I'll go 9.
9?
I'll go 9. Just because I've seen do it before with this.
All right, mate. 9 out of 10. So that's a 9 out of 10 from James. All right, mate. I reckon you're going to save my ass with that one. I think if it was an 8, I would have been in trouble. So hence why I pushed you for it.
My pleasure. No, I'm confident you'll do it. I've seen you do it before. So it's a tough space to be in, but I think you're more than capable of getting there.
Awesome. Jimmy, thank you very much.
No worries. My pleasure.
Chat to you later, bro. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, got him up by 1 point. I think I'm waiting on an answer back from Dean, and I'm waiting from Case. Woohoo! So, Case.
Yes.
I've got a question for you.
What? What? I'm not being filmed. No. What? No.
So, I've been polling a few people about what are the chances that we will actually make $1 million on their Shopify store.
Yeah.
I want to know what your choice is. Hang on.
What I'd like to happen, or?
So, you don't need to explain it. On a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the highest probability of success, where do you think we'll sit in the ability to make $1 million in sales?
Give us a solid 7 out of 10. $1 million is a lot of money, but 7 out of 10, that's not bad. That's decent odds.
I think you've just changed the course of this YouTube video that I'm making.
Oh no, why?
Well, I told the viewers if I didn't get at least an average of 7, that I'd reveal the business name and the industry that we're going to go into at the end of the video.
Okay.
And you are the second last person to give me an answer. I'm just waiting on Dean to get off his motorbike before he texts me back his answer. Guess what Dad gave me? Or us?
4.
2.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Well, you gave me a 7, or us a 7.
7's pretty solid.
10's more solid.
Yeah, I know, but that's... Yeah. Anyway.
So surround yourself by people who have confidence in your abilities.
Seven's not bad.
I'm going back to work. Bye. So part of the process of running an online store is not just, say, the Shopify theme that you use, but also things like the packaging and the logistics and everything around customer success. Now, you want to give a customer a really good journey through purchasing and receiving your products. So I've started researching things like the logistical side of packaging, what you get within your package when you send it to someone, and things like the feel-good nature of what packaging you possibly use. Are you going compostable packaging? Are you able to use boxes that are recycled cardboard? Or are you going to stick to prehistoric dinosaur mailing bags which never break down and are really bad for the environment? This particular haul is a bunch of different stuff that I've got to look over, and we're probably going to do that next episode because this all here is very pinnacle in the actual store and the product that I'm selling, and you're going to have to wait to find out about that one. Okay, this video is technically wrapped up now because although Dean didn't give me his answer, I don't need it. Out of the 9 responses that I got, there is no statistical way that Dean's answer, even if he gave me a 1, can reduce that score below a 7 out of 10. So guys, unfortunately you don't get to know what the brand name is today, you don't get to know what the product is, but twice throughout this video I snuck in a reference to the product. So have a think back, it was a long video, but have a think back twice now through that video. I made reference to the product that we're going to be selling, or I had a hold of or used the product that we are going to be selling. If you're going to try Cali's out as a theme for Shopify, I really encourage you to. The link to Envato or to Theme Forest is down in the description. It's relatively cheap to use it and to test it out. There's documentation galore for it. There's a great Facebook community for people using it, and the developers are active in there to help people out. And it is the only theme that I use. And like I said, I worked it out that last year I did $13.5 million in retail sales for my customers that use Cali's. And you heard from a bunch of them today. So pretty much every customer that you heard from today was a Cali's user. I've built their store and, on that particular theme, and that's the reason why I'm using it for this store. So the next episode, I absolutely promise you, I'm going to tell you what the brand name is and what the product is that we're going to be selling. I'm far enough through now that it's time to reveal that, and it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty of actually building out this store. So from the next episode on, you are going to have access to the front end of this Shopify store that I'm building. I'm going to turn the passcode off. I'm going to let you follow along with what I'm doing and how I develop it and how I design it. Each week as I release a video, you're going to have an inside look and a first-hand look at what I've actually done to that store, right up to the lead up to when I actually turn the products on that you can purchase. You'll be able to follow through and watch what I do. If you have any questions, comment down below. I'm here to help you guys as much as I'm here to show you. Ask up questions so I can give you a hand. I can't wait till the next one.